Welcome to Economics Lesson 4. Institutions and Economic Behavior. Our lesson objectives are: identify and describe the major categories of economic institutions, discuss the influence the major institutions have on the economy, understand and calculate distribution of profit and loss. Additional suggestive readings can be found at the PDFs that accompany this slideshow. Introduction. The principles of economics do not take place in a vacuum. In this section, we will discuss the major institutions that shape and are shaped by economic behavior. The three major institutions are households, businesses, and the government's impact on economics. Households. Households provide some of the resources needed by businesses. Households consume many of the goods produced by businesses, and the members of households are the ultimate owners of wealth. Households provide labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurial skills to businesses. Households consume automobiles, food, clothing, and a host of other products produced by businesses. Businesses and all the assets that they use are owned ultimately by individual households. Thus, businesses ultimately do not receive profits. They are only the middleman who channel profits to the owners of the businesses, who are the individuals of households. Types of business ownership. There are three legal forms of businesses that can be established in the United States. Businesses may be operated as sole proprietorships, partnerships, or corporations. A sole proprietorship is the easiest type of business to establish. Registering with the state and getting a federal tax number is about all it takes in most cases. As the proprietor, you are the owner and boss. The amount of profit you make depends on your skill, hard work, and luck. The basic advantages associated with the sole proprietorship are: 1, it is easy to start up; 2, it is simple to manage; and 3, it is relatively free from government regulation. But on the other side of the coin, there are some distinctive disadvantages, which are: 1, getting financed is limited by the wealth and credit standing of the proprietor; 2, the business dies when the proprietor dies or quits; and 3, unlimited liability of the proprietor. Both business and personal assets may be lost if the business fails or becomes a losing party in a lawsuit. In a partnership, 2 or more individuals combine to form a business so they can overcome some of the financial and managerial disadvantages of sole proprietorship. The advantages associated with partnerships would include: 1, it is easy to start up; 2, it is relatively simple to manage; and 3, it is subject to relatively few government regulations. Disadvantages of a partnership include: 1, unlimited liability of partners. If your partner makes a mistake or is dishonest, your personal assets may be in jeopardy. 2, division of ownership often leads to disagreements in operations and management of the business. And 3, the death or withdrawal of one partner dissolves the partnership, although a new organization may be formed. Corporations are organizations sanctioned by state laws that are considered legal entities, separate and distinct from the owners. To start a corporation, you are required to submit a charter to the state government outlining the type of business intended. The charter should also specify how the corporation will be financed and governed. The advantages of a corporation over other types of businesses would include: 1, it is easier to finance because a corporation can sell stocks and bonds; 2, limited owner liability. The stockholders can only lose their investment. 3, unlimited life. The death of a stockholder does not mean the end of a corporation. And 4, highly specialized management. The disadvantages of a corporation are: 1, it is more difficult to start up; and 2, it is subject to extensive government regulation and taxation. Each type of business, sole proprietorship, partnership, and corporation, uses different methods for distributing the profits to the owners. Sole proprietorship, all profits are distributed to the sole owner as he or she has taken all the risks. Partnerships, typically profits are distributed based on the percentage of capital invested. If one partner invested more than the others, then this partner has more risk. Corporation, profits are distributed to the stockholders. Preferred stock is paid first, and then any remaining profits are distributed to the common stock. What next? Take the time to go back and review the lesson on your own. After your review, complete the lesson review for the lesson and submit for grading. Remember, your submission should follow all the rules for standard written English. All submissions must be written in your own words and sources used cited at the end. How to cite sources in APA format. When you reference a source within an APA-style paper, whether it is using a direct quote, repurposing an image, or simply referring to an idea or theory, you should insert an in-text citation, the author's surname, and the date of publication within parentheses straight after a direct quote. CitationMachine.net will assist you in creating citations.